Hi guys. Okay, so this is probably one of my most ever requested videos, and that is my tattoo story. Don't know why it is. Maybe it's just because it's such a controversial topic and people just kind of want to know more about it. What I've done is, instead of just talking at you guys, because I don't know what to talk about, because I've had these for years, like I've had my tattoos for years, so I don't know what to say really about them. So I've asked like my social media followers to kind of give me questions that I could answer about them, kind of thing, so at least then I know what you guys want to know rather than me just throwing information at you that you don't even want to know. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do now. So I'm gonna start reading the questions. Right, someone said, maybe if it isn't too personal, you could tell us how your parents reacted to the tattoos and what led you to have them in the first place, regardless if it's allowed in your religion or not. Okay, so to answer your questions, how did my parents react? Okay, so I think maybe, I'm not sure, but maybe because I'm an only child, it'll be a bit different for me. I've always been kind of out there, like my whole life growing up. I've been like, I've had a punk phase. I've had like, I always like change my my look like so much, and it's always so out there. Like, you know, that when I went through my punk phase, like I didn't just like, I don't know, like skulls. I used to literally go all out. I used to get like the, you know, those jeans that were so wide, like each leg was a skirt. Like I'd wear stuff like that. I'd wear skulls. Like, it was just mad. So I think I kind of prepped them and conditioned them in my younger years, ready for the big final blow, which was my tattoos. Okay, saying that, obviously, as you guys know, that my parents are divorced, so obviously I only have to deal with one parent at once, at any one time, given time. So with regards to my mom, like obviously mothers like tend to be a lot more, I don't know, it could be your dad, it could be your mom. There's one parent that's always a lot more like kind of relaxed with you in terms of parenting. My mother's that person, so it was kind of easy. Like I kept throwing it like, you know, up in the air. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get a tattoo, and then she's like, no. And then just one day I went and got it done, and I came home and she saw it and then I kind of dealt with it then. She wasn't that hugely angry, but yeah, obviously she didn't like it. And my dad wasn't really happy at all. With my dad, I was able to kind of conceal it for a year or two, because the tattoos that I had gotten, the first few ones, they were all kind of concealed. They weren't kind of in places that are really out there, so I was able to kind of not basically show him for a year or 2 or 3 or something. I don't know what it's, I don't remember the exact figure, but it was long enough for me to grow up and get a bit older, so I'm able to say I'm an adult, I can make my own decisions. but yeah, so that's that. But both generally were not happy. My dad probably more than my mum, because my dad came at it from a professional point of view. He's like, it's not professional to have tattoos and you're gonna regret them, which is a completely different ball game. Like, that's a different issue in a different video. But yeah, so that's, my parents generally, they weren't happy with it, but it wasn't like the make or break kind of thing. I think I probably put them through a lot worse. Even though I don't want to do it myself, but I probably put them through a lot worse, and they're probably like, you know, just pass the tattoo. Don't do all of the other shit. Just bring me the tattoo. But yeah, so that's how my parents reacted to it. Second part of the question is, what led me to get the tattoos? I've always really been interested in tattoos, and I've always really liked them. And to be honest with you, like, I just went and got it done. I was like, you know what? I like tattoos. I'm gonna go get a tattoo. So I literally just went and got it done. That's it. That's the end of that story. I literally walked. I went and found a tattooist, and I prepared my little quote that I was going to tattoo. My first quote was "Quod minutri magistri," which I don't even know if I pronounced it right. Yes, that's what I like to do. I like to have tattoos and I don't know what the hell they mean. I'm joking. I know what this means. This was, it basically means that which nourishes me. So let me look now to learn to look at the lens. What it meant is that which nourishes me destroys me. So yeah, that was like a quote that was really close to my heart at the time, and I really loved it, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to tattoo it in Latin, and that's what I did. I've always been out there, I've always been pushing the limits, and I was like, this is just one of those limits that I'm going to push because I really like it, and I love tattoos, and I just like the way they look. And yeah, and what they represent, like the artistic side that they represent. Does it hurt? Short answer, yes. Long answer, not fully. Basically, and this is where people are going to think I'm crazy. cray. It's a very unusual pain. It's a very, just bear with me with what I'm about to say. It's a very addictive pain. It's like in the beginning, in the first 10 minutes, it's really painful. And after like 10-15 minutes, it kind of, your body kind of like adjusts its pain threshold, and it doesn't become painful anymore. Yeah, that's basically it. And I'm going to explain to you how it feels like to get a tattoo. Imagine getting a pin, you know the scarf pins, you know the really sharp ones, you know the ones that you'd like sew with. A very, very sharp pin. You get it, you slightly prick your skin, just slightly, and while it's in your skin, you move it around. That's exactly how it felt like the first few times. In fact, not even the first few, the first 10-15 minutes that I always get like my tattoos done, that's what it feels like. So yeah, yes, it does hurt, but then again, no as well. What do they mean to you? Okay, so I told you guys, okay, I'm not going to tell you exactly where, because obviously some you guys can see because they're in places that are kind of exposed, i.e. my arm, i.e. my foot, and then others obviously you can't. So the others, I'm not going to tell you their locations, I'm just going to tell you what they are. So my first tattoo, obviously I just explained, it was the Latin quote, Quod me nutri, my dystry, and that kind of, I was going through something at the time, and that was a quote that was really, really close to my heart at the time, so I got that done. After that came the sparrow. This is probably my only tattoo. I don't know if you guys can see that. This is my only tattoo that's that means pretty much, no, actually there's two that mean nothing. This I just pretty much got it because sparrows were in fashion in tattoo world at that time, and I really liked the way that it looked, and I was like, yep, I want a tattoo, I want a sparrow on my wrist, and that's what I'm gonna get, and that's what I got. At the same time, I got my I don't know if anyone's seen like the Rihanna tattoo with the Roman numerals. I got pretty much the same thing with my birthday on it, just in case I forget my birthday one day. I'm sorry, I can't even think of it any more useless kind of tattoo to get tattooed, but I liked the idea of it. I liked the way it looked, and that's why I got it. So those two are probably, yeah, those two plus one more are probably like meaningless tattoos. They're just literally got for the look. After that, sorry, I'm just trying to work out okay, after that I got the tattoo on my foot. The tattoo on my foot was basically a peacock. The body of it is made in Arabic calligraphy. And yeah, and then it has obviously its feathers. A lot of people have probably seen the feathers because the tail of yeah, can't even talk. The tail of the peacock is on the foot, and the body kind of goes up to the ankle, and the body is made out of Arabic quotes, okay? Now try and remember what those bloody quotes are. Okay, so slight change of plan. I couldn't find the quotes, then I can't really remember it now. So I'm just gonna wait till Mom comes home, and then she's gonna tell me what it was, because I got her to help me with the translation. Basically, just in a nutshell, it's three kind of nice quotes and the Arabic quotes, and it's got my name, my mum's name, and my dad's name on the ankle area. I was like, to me, you couldn't think of anywhere else but to put my name and like your parents' name on your foot. I was like, Mum, it's not on my foot, it's on my ankle, and just happened. Basically, I did not plan to put any of our names there, but there was just a bit of a gap, and obviously I had to fill the gap, and I was like, oh, I'm not gonna put anything random. I was like, okay, I guess our names are about to go on my ankle. Then I got another tattoo, which was it's basically just a number of quotes. Okay, and I know these ones. This is a while back, but I remember these ones because I thought more about them. These are all quotes that I really, really love. The first one is silence is the best reply to a fool. Okay, which is obviously, everyone knows that. The next one was honour your parents and your sons will honour you. And then it is what the eye sees, the heart preserves. And then it is as a man's wisdom increases, so his desire to speak decreases. And then finally, no relationship is stronger than the relationship between man and God. Those are the quotes that I've got tattooed as well. And then we went and got this one here, this flower here. When I say we, I mean me, because I'm so big. No, I'm joking. But basically, this one, what it says, it's basically a rose, or flower, if you like, but it's a rose specifically. But it's a flower. For the purposes of this exercise, this is a flower, not a rose. And what it says is, be the flower that gives fragrance even to the hand that crushes it. And what that kind of means is, like 10 points if you know obviously who said the quote, but what it basically means is like don't react the same way people, like however people treat you, don't react to them on the same level as what they've treated you. So yeah, then I got that, and then I went and decided to get a feather. Again, the feather was, remember I told you there were 3 that kind of meant nothing: the sparrow, the Roman numerals, and then this feather. This feather was a funny thing. I chose pretty much all of this up until the point where the pen ended. My tattooist decided to say, well, you know, I can just do like little splatters of ink freehand if you want. And I was like, you know what, like I've come to you guys for ages, like I don't mind you going freehand on me, especially if it's just a couple of splatters of ink. Biggest mistake ever, like ever, okay, ever. What ended up happening is I ended up having little ink splatters, but they kind of resembled tadpoles. And we can kind of use our imagination and think about what tadpoles can kind of also resemble. So that wasn't going to stay. So then eventually I got that fixed. Actually, funny story about getting that fixed. I don't know if anyone knows of a show called Tattoo Fixers. So I applied to go on there. And I got in, and I got like shortlisted, and it was like literally so close to like filming kind of thing. And then I kind of pulled out the last minute. I was like, no, the world is not ready to see a tattooed hijabi just yet. These tattoos that I've just described to you, I had these tattoos from between end of 2011 and mid 2014. My last 2 tattoos I got in honour of my husband. And I know I'm going to have so many people that have so many things that they'd like to say about in honour of my husband. If you want to honour your husband, maybe be a better Muslim. Anyway, whatever. To each their own. I've already got tattoos, and I wanted something on my body that would last forever. Because obviously he is the father of my child, and obviously because he's passed away, is generally I wouldn't think it's something that would affect future partners. But I could be wrong, and I probably am wrong, but I don't really care. I'm not really thinking about that right now. Right now, like ever. Cat lady, right here. So the two tattoos that I got were these 2 here. 1 and 2. So this one was a rose made out of Arabic calligraphy. The kind of the body of the rose, I don't know if you guys can see it. The body of the rose has my husband's full name, which is Mohammed Reza Ghaffari. And then you've got the stalk, and then you've got like a little, can we see it here? A little kind of leaf. The leaf basically has my daughter's name, Ava Fatima Ghaffari. And then of course this one, some people might recognise what that is, some people might not. This is a Farbahar. It's a symbol for Zoroastrians, which obviously I wasn't, and neither was my husband. But it's kind of over time, it's associated with Iranians, and of course my husband was Iranian, so he used to always wear one around his neck, literally all the time. Like from the first day I met him till the last day, he used to wear it around his neck, and I associated that with him. So without the meaning of it, without the Zoroastrian part of it, without any of that, no disrespect to Zoroastrians, because obviously I'm Muslim, and it's obviously doesn't really match up, but for me it was just like a reminder of my husband, and I got that tattooed there. And that's it. Someone asked, would you allow Ava to get tattoos when she's old enough? Obviously no. I'm gonna try no. And if she decides to rebel like I was a very rebellious child, then that's a different story. But I'm going to try my best to kind of steer her away from that kind of rebellion, yeah. Because as much as I do personally love tattoos, I'm not silly enough to ignore the setbacks that come with having tattoos. Obviously professionally and just even as years grow older. I'm still not there yet, but I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a time where I'm gonna see wrinkles and I'm like, why did I get that? Like, why? Like, what used to say, like, Ava Fatima now says, like, I don't know, like, average something family, I don't know. Because of the wrinkles and the sagging, but God forbid we ever get there. What would be your advice to another sister who would want to get one? Personally, of course, I didn't really speak much before I asked that question. I haven't really spoken much about the religion aspect of tattooing. I really don't want this video to be about the religion aspect because, okay, I'm just gonna say this once. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I really don't care what people will have to say about this, but we're all Muslims. We all follow the same God. We follow the same prophet. We all follow the same book, Quran. You know, we all pray in the same direction. But within our religion, there are like a billion different sects, like more than there are religions in the world, probably. That was a joke, obviously not. But there are so many sects, and within these sects, you've got scholars who spend their entire lives reading up on within that sect and coming out with fatwas and like, you know, this is permissible, this is not permissible, this is permissible. Okay, we just have to respect that to each their own. We all follow what we feel is right within that. Whether you agree with it, whether you don't, whether you think I'm cursed and I'm going straight to hellfire, that to me is your opinion and it makes no difference to my life. Yeah, that is basically it. I mean, we have to be tolerant to the fact that there are Muslims, there are sects within Islam that do allow it and there are sects that don't. End of story. There are scholars that allow it. So obviously for me to go get it done, I follow a scholar who has allowed it. There's no, oh, but no, there isn't. For me, it's not wrong. I know I get a lot of messages on my Instagram. Oh, did you get them before you converted, sister? No. I have never converted. I was born Muslim, so no, that isn't what's happening. Are you going to now remove them, sister? No, again, because got them on purpose and they're permissible for me, personally. So yeah, I live by the ideology that I know my sins, like I know my personal sins, and because I know my personal sins, even the ones that are hidden and concealed from the world, because I know them, I would never ever be able to point the finger at someone who's got like a tattoo, who's I don't know, not wearing a hijab, who appears to have like a relationship with a boy or whatever it is, and they're not married. I would never be able to point that finger at them because like and say, oh yeah, you're going straight to hellfire, or oh my god, like that's so punishable. I can't do it purely because I'm humbled by the fact that I don't know where my sins are going to take me. My sins personally can take me straight to hellfire. How can I speak for someone else's sins? Like, it's impossible for me. Like, that to me is like testing God. It's like, what's God going to do? Like, well, okay, well, you think that, just wait till you come upstairs. Wait till you come upstairs. We'll talk about your sins. Like, honest to God, like, I would just like, keep my mouth shut. So you want to advise someone private, end of story. Advise them in a non-aggressive manner, say, look, this is this. But this is at the end of it, it's your belief. Anything beyond, you know, our God, our prophet, our book, our, you know, the direction in which we pray and all of that, anything beyond that is obviously debatable, whether you like it or not, I personally think obviously the path that I follow is the right path. Of course, someone else is going to think the path that they follow is the right path, but because there are so many of us, there are like, you've got your Sunnis, you've got your Shia, you've got your, like, basically you've got other ones. Within those you've got like, you know, a million other sects. Because there are so many of us, you can't sit and say this is like hard hitting stuff. And you can for yourself because you follow who you follow. But for someone who doesn't follow who you follow, you can't say you're going, no, obviously not. You know, Islam's all about intention. That person's intention isn't to do wrong clearly because they think it's right and permissible. End of story. That, I know why I must mind, but I just wanted to say that part about religion. I don't want this video to be about religion because I just don't want like literally a bomb to explode in the comment section. There's absolutely no need for that. It happens daily when my tattoos come on show on my social media, so it doesn't really need to happen now. What would my advice be for another sister trying to get one? Obviously, check that the person whom you follow allows it, and you know, it is permissible for you. See with your family and try and get their approval, which is a bit rich for me because I didn't do it myself. I don't know, I can't really advise anything wrong. I can't say go get behind your parents' back and then surprise them, surprise! Because they could literally just kill you. But if you've got all of that down, if your parents are okay on board, if your religion or your sect beliefs are on board, if all that's okay, then just think really, my advice for getting a tattoo is just think really long and hard about what you want to put on your body, because it's there forever. I'm sure I don't need to tell that to anyone because everybody knows. There we go. Also, my biggest advice is do not put it anywhere that you cannot hide. So in terms of like going to a job interview, people in a professional capacity, acquaintances in a professional capacity, you need to be able to conceal your tattoos from them, because there's obviously an image on people with tattoos, whether we like it, whether we don't like it. People don't always view people that have tattoos in the most professional, almost maybe even sane of lights. And I'm proving that nicely. But yeah, so that's my only bit of advice for getting tattoos, obviously after you've overcome the family issue and after you've overcome the religion issue. How old were you when you got your first tattoo and why? I was 24 when I got my first tattoo, and to be honest with you, I was just going through a very, very rebellious stage of my life. I had just basically gotten divorced. I had asked for a divorce rather. And I was just like, you know what, I'm going to live my life, I'm going to be this Western person, da, 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 da. Long story short, it was just a very rebellious phase of my life and I just wanted to do something a bit crazy, and that's what I did. Do you ever think about removing them? Nope, never, ever, because I've heard removing them is more painful than having them. So if we're going to go by the concept of, well, why tattooing is haram to some people, which is it's painful, it's hurting oneself, the lasers are going to hurt me a lot more, so that's not going to happen. Someone said, how do you do wudu with tattoos? Okay, so this is here my logic talking, so obviously go check what your individual scholars say, but presumably what invalidates wudu is a barrier that stops water getting in. Tattooing is beneath the skin, beneath the layer of the skin, so it doesn't stop the water hitting your skin. So whether you think they're halal or haram, this is an argument of whether they're halal or haram. This is not a discussion of whether they're halal or haram. This is a discussion of whether they invalidate wudu, and based on that logic, then they do not invalidate wudu, whether you like it or not. Whether you think they're wrong, like, just hear my words. Whether you think they're halal or haram is set aside. You could think they're haram, but it's very difficult to try and prove that they invalidate wudu when it's beneath the skin, and the idea that what invalidates wudu is anything that acts as a barrier and stops water getting to the skin. I love your tattoos, thank you. Are you going to get more tattoos done? I'd be lying if I said no, never. There will probably be a time where I might want to get a tattoo, maybe soon. I don't know, because it's gonna have to be soon. I'm getting too old to even think about tattoos. But yeah, there are certain things I'd like to fill out. Obviously on my arm, I've got like kind of like a half sleeve going on, which I want to kind of fix up a bit. So probably I would be lying if I said no. How did your family react to it? My granddad, bless his soul, every time he sees it, he's like, how did you get a tattoo? I've like had this conversation with you. Remember, I got it a long time ago, and it's okay because it's halal. He goes, no. And believe it or not, like, you know, some people do believe it's halal. Some people within the same sect do not think it's halal. So you've got like my granddad who thinks it's wrong, and then obviously me who thinks it's okay, permissible, and we obviously follow different scholars, but we're within one sect, obviously. So that's also something one should bear in mind, instead of generalizing. All of this sect believes da, 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 all of that sect da, 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 da. Okay, how many tattoos do you have in total? If you could go back in time knowing what you know now, would you still get them? And 3, which tattoo has the deepest meaning to you and why? How many tattoos do I have? Okay, just one moment. This is going to take a long time. 10 tattoos, I think. Yes, I've got 10 tattoos. If you could go back in time, knowing what you know now, would you still get them done? Yes, I would still get them done. However, I would get them probably done in different places, and I wouldn't do the ones that I did kind of on a whim. Like, oh, I just want to get a sparrow. Oh, I just want to get a feather. Because they're in fashion. Those I probably would put to the side and be like, no. The other thing that I would change would be to not obviously put the one that I've got on my foot, to obviously put on my foot, put it only in places that are concealed or concealable. And then finally, the third part of the question was, which tattoo has the deepest meaning to you and why? Obviously, they are these two, and obviously because they do remind me of my husband. Do you care about hiding them, or do you feel shameful towards them? Absolutely not. I absolutely adore my tattoos. I like the idea, and so sue me if people aren't going to agree with this. I like the idea that I'm a Muslim woman with tattoos, because it's just kind of just that other kind of edge that you add to us saying we're exactly the same as everybody else, just because our faith is different. You know, I'm not any different to any sort of Christian lady that decides to get it done, or I'm not different to any Jewish lady that decides to get it done. That for me is really important. It's an important thing with integration and kind of like moving forward, and more important than all of that, changing the view of Islam and not making it seem so difficult and so unapproachable and so inaccessible to like the average Joe. Like, I'm sorry for everyone who's like literally like up to the nines covered and like all they spend their time from the minute they wake up till the minute they go to sleep just like reading the Quran and praying, and all these people. I'm sorry that not everyone is like that. And most people are like me, and that's probably why I appear to be relatable, because, you know, yeah, I do like tattoos, yeah, I do like listening to music, yeah, I do like normal stuff that most people do like in this day and age, within limits. And when people see that and they're like, well, you know, she's got tattoos, but she's a Muslim, like it's okay. Like actually, you know what, I consider Islam now, because before I thought it wouldn't fit in with my lifestyle. So if someone has a tattoo and they're not Muslim, I'll be like, well, you know, I thought it wouldn't fit in my, well, now it does. I know it's a really small thing, but just generally, even like for me, you know, makeup and just like dressing sort of in a more sort of like fashionable way, having the, I feel like I'm rambling on. I feel like I'm rambling on. I'm in such a rush to finish the video that I feel like I'm actually rambling on. I'm sorry if I rambled on. All I can do is apologise, because boy knows I'm not going to sit and re-record this video. That's not going to happen, ever. But yeah, anyway, all these things, they make Islam relatable and accessible and approachable to a certain demographic, whether it's tattooed women, whether it's women that like their makeup, whether it's women that like their fashion. You know, it just makes it accessible, and I like that idea. I like that while we've got ICE making Islam look like the most backwards, barbaric religion ever, I'd like to do my part to counter the image that Islam gets because of people like, a lot of people not agree with that. A lot of people think, no, tattooing, but these people that think like that, oh, tattooing is like this, or you just give such a bad name to Islam. No. I give maybe to you a bad name to Islam, and to people like you a bad name to Islam, but I don't give a bad name to Islam to Western people. Western people aren't going to look at me and think, oh, you know what, she's got a tattoo, she's such a crappy Muslim. It's not going to happen. It's absolutely not going to happen. On the contrary, they might look at it and think, you know what, actually that's kind of something that is more relatable to me. That's something I can connect with someone on, and, you know, talk to this person on that level, and, you know, learn more about that religion. I want to know why does she have tattoos, and like, she's a, you know, a Muslim woman. I actually very much like them, and I like the idea that I seem different. It's like, not everyone would have tattoos, would they? I like the idea of tattoos. I already said I like tattoos, right? I like tattoos. Has your daughter ever noticed them? I know she's young, but some children get so fascinated. She has, in the most minimal way possible. Oh, of course she's gonna. I'm not gonna act like stupid and say, oh, well, she doesn't notice it at all. No, of course. She can see my mum doesn't have anything, and pretty much everyone around doesn't have anything, and her mum does. Probably how she like differentiates between us. Like the one with the ink. Where's the one with the ink, mum? Do you truly believe tattoos are not haram to get as a Muslim, and do you regret any of them? By the way, I think tattoos are beautiful when people get them and they mean to them. I don't have any, just to be safe. Okay, so this is going to be really interesting, what I'm about to say. The sect that I follow hasn't made it permissible in Islam. Deep in my heart of hearts, do I think it's like, you know, should it be done or not? Probably not. And that's my honest to God opinion, because just from the logic that, this is going to sound like the most contradictory video ever. I have to be true to myself. I can't lie to you here. I'm just going to be true to myself and say this. It doesn't make full sense to me that and just wait till the end of what I'm about to say. God gave you your body in a certain way, you kind of need to return it back to him in a certain way. That's one way to look at it. But also at the same time, if it was a sin, which obviously I don't believe it is a sin, I don't agree with the fact that it's cursed, like you're cursed if you have a tattoo. I just do not agree with it. Yeah, there's a possibility that it could be wrong, but I'm not sinless. I commit wrong on a daily basis. I put my makeup on, I do my eyebrows, although obviously I don't think these are wrong, but obviously some people are going to say and argue, yes, they're wrong. I'm just giving you examples. These are things that I do on a daily basis. If I was sinless, I'd say, yeah, you know what, that might be wrong, I'm not going to do it, but I'm not sinless. I try and live my life in the most straightforward way, but it's inevitable that I do sin. I just try to minimize the sin, and I don't do anything with any bad intention. I don't do sins with any bad intentions. So obviously for me, you know, I very, very much enjoy the idea of tattooing. I love tattoos. I find them very artistic, and I just like how they look. That's something that I've kind of gone for. You know, whether it's punishable or not, I'll be punished by God, me alone. I'll be standing in front of God. I'm not going to have anybody else around me. Not the haters, not my mom, not my dad, not my daughter, not anybody. Literally, it's just going to be me. So I'm willing to take that for myself, and I will deal with it myself. You know, I put acrylic nails on. People are like, how do you pray? Well, you know what? I just pray. If you think it's not going to be accepted, that's fine. It's not your prayer, that's my prayer. If it's not going to be accepted, that's between me and God. You know, my intention is for it to be accepted. This is when people ask me, how do you pray with your nails on? I just pray. I just get my nails done, and then I go and I pray. That's all I do. It's literally that simple. That's how I do it. And like, oh, but it is not accepted. It's all okay, fine. If it's not accepted, it's my prayer, and it's my prayer that's not being accepted, not yours. What if your daughter later on, when she is older, also wants a tattoo? How would you feel about it? To be honest with you, I feel about it the same way that if my daughter grew older and didn't want to wear the hijab, or I feel like it's just exactly the same as any mother who doesn't want her daughter to do a certain thing. You know, a mother that wants her daughter to take a certain route and she doesn't take that certain route. Of course, you're going to be a bit disheartened, but you're going to try your best to kind of address it at the time, the best way possible, to kind of push her away from something that you don't think is good for her. I don't think it's good for her. What I allow for myself, of course I'm not going to allow for my daughter. Negative stuff, of course, I mean. Like, that's just, any parent is going to be like that. I'm not going to, if I go and like, when you go and do something that you know could be harmful to you, you'll do it because it's harmful to you, but never in a million years would you allow your daughter to do it, because you're like, that's my daughter. That's my daughter. That's not going to happen. Like, no. So obviously I know that there's a chance, just even the chance that tattoos could be harmful, just for that reason, just for the fact that it would have a negative aspect on her, you know, professionally, and possibly even in the future. There are men that don't like tattoos. Simple as, like, literally, I've cut, as if the sea wasn't empty enough, I've cut my demographic in half in terms of meeting someone, because they're like, okay, well, this sea, we're gonna cut it in quarters, because you come with like slight baggage. I don't call it baggage because obviously it's not baggage to me, but the fact that I'm divorced, the fact that I've got a child, that kind of already, the fact, like, already this is the sea of potential partners, and then already that's been like quartered. I've got the quarter part of the sea because I come with, you know, a previous divorce, I come with a child, and then that sea is halved, if even halved, probably quartered by the fact that I've got tattoos, because not everyone is into tattoos, especially on women. So yeah, I'm not gonna let her do that. Like, no, you want to be picking from them, not have them pick. No, I'm joking. I'm like, what the hell am I saying right now? What is the reaction you get from other Muslims around you? Are they judgmental or understanding? Muslims around me, it's just literally hit and miss. I get a lot of stares from Muslims, loads and loads of stares. Generally the Islamic Balsamic ones, the ones that appear Islamic, because we're not going to say they are Islamic, because if you're Islamic you don't judge. But yeah, so I do get loads of stares, but honestly they don't bother me one bit. I like the fact that I get stares. Can you not see them enough? Here, let me show you. Here, just in case you can't see them. That's honestly how I feel. Like, I really don't care. I enjoy my tattoos, I love my tattoos, and if they don't, then that's on them. But I do get from a lot of Muslims intrigue, like, oh, how come, like, oh, interest. And even, do you know what, I know so many people that are, their sect that they follow does not allow it, and those people, like, they're so understanding towards it, like just how I'm understanding towards things that their sect agrees to and that my sect doesn't. It's just tolerance. That's all we freaking need in this world, is tolerance. Like, do you know, some people, and it baffles the life out of me, some people are able to be tolerant towards a different religion, a completely different religion, but not someone within the same religion as them that just follows things differently, that just has different ways of lives and things. It's like some things are halal, some things are haram to them that maybe aren't for you. Like, that baffles me. How are you accepting a whole different religion and not someone or a brother or a sister from your own religion just because they don't live the way that you do and they don't agree to things that you do? Like, that just baffles me. Did you start getting tattoos when you met your husband? No, I had them from before. Did it change how you felt, how you were as a person? Do you think it was a retaliation or was it to get away? Honestly, I didn't feel any different. Like, for me, it was just something that I wanted to get done and I got it done, and I enjoyed it when I got it done. I enjoyed, you know, the whole process of choosing, of having it done, of even the reaction I got from other people. Like, I enjoyed it. Like, the shock, I like it. I like shocking people sometimes, not all the time. I like shocking people, and I like doing things that aren't the norm. Like, my whole life I've been like that. So within, obviously, my guidelines and within limits and my boundaries, I like to shock people. I like to be out there. I like to be controversial, a bit controversial, not in a negative way. Point of the story is, I like to always be out there. I like to always kind of test the waters whilst protecting and preserving my faith with God. And obviously, many people might not agree with that, but that for me is intact, and it is intact, and it hasn't changed. You know, post-tattoo, pre-tattoo, it has not changed. It's changed with me having less faith generally through phases of my life, but the level of faith when I get back to it, that doesn't change. Whether I have a tattoo or I don't have to, that doesn't change. What was the name of the tattoo shop you went to? It's called The Grasshopper, and it's in London, Harrow, and that's the only place I would ever really go to. My first ever tattoo I got done in a place in Soho. Never again. They did it, they executed it okay, it was fine, but after I got all my other tattoos, I realised the difference in quality, and I'm like, not going back there again. And then I've got a comment here, tattoos are haram. Thank you for that. Thanks. Just to wrap this up, like, I really don't know how this video is going to be received. I just ask that it's received in a tolerant way, in an open-minded way, because this video is no way, shape or form meant to be a guide to religion. It's not. Absolutely not. It's not meant to sit here. We're not here to discuss if tattoos are halal or haram. I'm telling you here, sitting in front of you, that there are sects within Islam that do not allow it, and there are sects within Islam that do. So we're not here to discuss that. Because if you follow a sect that doesn't allow it, of course it's haram to you. If you follow a sect that allows it, of course it's not haram to you. We're just here to discuss why I got my tattoos, you know, my thoughts and blah 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 about them, you know, what the tattoos are. That's all it is. And just like, let's just try and exercise a little tolerance in this lifetime, maybe just a tiny bit. All you need to know is I love my tattoos. I love the controversy of a Muslim woman with a headscarf that has tattoos. I love it. I absolutely love it. You know, the same way I love a Muslim woman with a headscarf just being so empowered, going and running her own business and having such a massively successful business, and as much as I find it so empowering that there's a Muslim woman with a headscarf who's running Olympics or modeling on the runway, I love it. I love it all, and all of that for me is such a positive kind of effect that we have towards our religion and towards bringing people to our religion. Like, at the end of the day, what do we want? We just want more people to come to Islam. We don't want to sit there and like shoo them away like freaking ISIS, like opening their mouths, making it seem so barbaric, so backwards, and literally everyone's just like running them out. Forget everyone that isn't Muslim that's running them out. People that are Muslim are running them out. They're making us hate our own religion, and that's what I really hate. So I was like, you know what, instead of hating my religion, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna do whatever I feel. As me, I feel like I'm a normal person. Like, I live a normal life, a westernized lifestyle. To me, what would make me want to get close to my religion is just to find people that are relatable to me. People that I can be like, you know what, actually that's actually, she's not like the perfect Muslim, but she's still Muslim and she's able to say she's Muslim. Yeah, I want to be Muslim. That is what I want to do, what I want to spend my time doing. Like, that for me, the more people that I could kind of, if I bring 1 or 2 people or 3 people towards Islam, that's me done. Like, I'm happy. Like, that's my job done. That makes everything worth it. And before anyone says, oh, no one's gonna come, well, actually, people have come. I've had so many messages in the last couple of years of people coming to religion, and I'm not even going to say it's down to me because I can't even take that credit because I'm sure there's a million things. But in their messages to me, they say, well, this is the reason, this is the reason. And they, you know, you made it look so relatable. You made me feel like, you know, I want, and even not just that, girls that are Muslim but they don't wear the hijab, and they'll message me and they're like, you know what, no, actually, you make me want to wear it. Like, I want to wear it. It's not, I provide them a bridge almost to the, it's not, you're not going from like, you know, no headscarf, kind of liberal lifestyle to like completely like covered up head to toe and, you know, not doing anything so conservative. I'm providing that bridge right now. This bridge is the bridge that you can go towards getting like closer to God. You can go on this bridge and you can be on this bridge for a while. You know, God knows you're on a bridge. You're not going to stay here. Being on a bridge is not your permanent location. Being on a bridge is kind of just to kind of walk that journey. So I'm a bridge. I'm a really big fat bridge. And what is the point of me being a bridge right now? Like, why am I even talking about me being a bridge? Why am I a bridge? Why am I a bridge? How does me being a bridge, how has that got anything to do with my tattoo story? This is why I like try not to make videos where I talk, because I don't have this filter, I don't have this stop sign. I just waffle and waffle to the point that I'm in a tattoo story video and I'm talking about me being a bridge. But anyway, I'm just providing that platform saying, you know what, I can have my tattoos that I already have and be a Muslim. I can, you know, be and be a Muslim. I'm just providing for that. And whether you agree with it or whether you don't, it happens, and it's something that's in this life, and it's something that is in this world. And that's it. Yeah. Feel free to put whatever comments you want below. Like, I really don't care. If it's supportive, great. Thank you so much. I read every single comment, even the nasty ones. I really don't care. But if it's nasty, it really doesn't make a difference to my life. You're not going to make me stop getting tattoos. You're not going to make me like change the way that I think. End of story. You can just hate and bring me more traffic to my page. That's all you can do. That is my tattoo story. I hope I covered everything. I mean, if I didn't, I'm sorry.